When it comes to historic Pennsylvania floods, Agnes probably comes to mind first. Then the meltdown after the January 1996 blizzard, the August 1955 floods on the Delaware, and the 1889 and 1977 Johnstown floods. One other that I think is often overlooked is the March 1936 St. Patrick's Day flood, even though we're actually still paying for it today. Now, the recipe for that flood, as for the January 1996 flood, was snowmelt plus heavy rain. Here's snowfall through mid-March that winter. In the top 10 snowiest in Pittsburgh, top 15 in State College and Harrisburg, top 25 in Williamsport. Not super snowy, but the January-February combination in 1936 was the 6th coldest on record statewide, helping to preserve the snowpack, especially in the mountains. Then the pattern turned very wet in March. From the 10th to the 17th, multiple storms dumped 3 to 7 inches of liquid from Pittsburgh to State College, Harrisburg, and Williamsport. The combination of rain and snowmelt sent rivers and streams statewide out of their banks. The Ohio River at Pittsburgh crested 21 feet above flood stage. The Conemaugh at Johnstown more than 11. The Susquehanna at Harrisburg 12 feet over, and at Williamsport 14 feet above. The numbers in green show where those crests rank historically, in the top 10 in the east, but still the second highest in Johnstown, Harrisburg, and Williamsport, and the highest on record in Pittsburgh. There, the famous point where the Allegheny and Monongahela rivers meet to form the Ohio was 15 feet underwater, and about 2/3 of the downtown business district was flooded. Steel mills near the river were devastated, putting 60,000 people out of work. More than 100,000 lost their homes, and total damage was estimated at $250 million. Meanwhile, in Johnstown, nearly 1/3 of the city was flooded, and damage exceeded $40 million. And it's in Johnstown that we find the link from that flood to the present day. To raise money to help rebuild the city, the Pennsylvania legislature imposed a 10% tax on all alcohol sold in the state. In 6 years, that tax raised the necessary money, but the tax was never repealed. And today, this so-called Johnstown flood tax is 18% and generates several $100 million a year that goes into the state's general fund. There's at least one other legacy of the 1936 flood. Later that year, Congress authorized that federal money could be used for flood control, and President Roosevelt visited Johnstown, promising $300,000 for a project there. That was really the beginning of modern attempts to protect the flood-prone city.